this video we'll be finishing up 6.1, 6.2. So what we're going to do is turn to the back side of this front page and we'll discuss how to deal with multiplication and division. Okay, so we are going to talk about multiplication and division. In this box we'll write our steps to deal with multiplication and division. So step 1's the same as yesterday, where we draw a line down the middle. So we do that and go boom, like that. Step 2 is write in all hidden ones. So the way that works is we have our hidden ones that are next to our variables, and we have our hidden ones that are underneath our constants. Step 3, multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient. So we're getting really big into our definitions. So our definition, so reciprocal is where we flip the fraction. And our coefficient is the fraction next to the variable. And then we have one less, and that's going to be divide. Okay, so we draw our line down the middle. We write in our hidden ones. Now we'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient. So my coefficient is this 1/8. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 8/1. So if I did that to that side, whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Now the reason why this is, and I'm only going to show you exactly why on number 7, and then we'll be able to quickly do it on the rest of them. But the reason why is because when I multiply my fractions together, 8 times 1 is 8, over 1 times 8 is 8. Then I have the t, and then let's multiply this side together. 6 times 8 is 48, and 1 times 1 is 1. And the reason why is because 8 divided by 8 is now 1, and then I have 1 next to the t, is equal to 48 divided by 1 is 48. And the important part about this is that 1 times t is just like if I multiplied 1 times any number. I mean, what's 1 times 4? Well, 1 times 4 equals 4. So 1 times t is equal to t, so we see that t is equal to 48. So what we're doing is we're essentially, by multiplying both sides by this reciprocal, the reciprocal of that coefficient next to our variable, by multiplying both sides by that fraction, the fraction essentially goes away. It turns into 1, and then 1 times that number is 1 times that variable is just that variable. Okay, so that's why this process works, and we'll be able to write a lot less on our next problems. Let's go ahead and check our work. So to check, we'll turn t into 48. So I have 48 divided by 8 equals 6. Well, 48 divided by 8 is 6, so 6 equals 6. So check. Okay, now that we see on number 7 why this works, on number 8 we can kind of skip some steps. So let's write in all our hidden ones. So I have a hidden one next to my x and a hidden one underneath. that. Now I'll multiply both sides by my negative 5 over 1, my reciprocal. If I have 1 over negative 5, then I'm going to multiply by negative 5 over 1. And if we do it to one side, we will do it to the other. Now what happens is these cancel each other out, and I have just x by itself. So we don't have to do all this writing like we did in number 7. I just wanted to show you why this works. Number 7 is our y, and number 8 shows us the faster route. And so we multiplied both sides by the reciprocal. Negative 3 times negative 5 is a positive 15 over 1. And then to finish up, we'll say x is equal to 15. 15 divided by 1 is 15. So let's check our work. We can say 15 over negative 5 equals negative 3. Do our division. 15 divided by negative 5 is a negative 3 equals negative 3. Check. Okay, let's try number 9. Okay, so we're going to draw our line down the middle. Line down the middle. We'll write in our hidden ones, 1 next to the x, 1 underneath the 9. We'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is just taking this fraction, 1 over negative 9, and flipping it. Negative 9 over 1. So I'll multiply both sides by negative 9 over 1. The numbers on this side cancel, so we have x all by itself. Multiply 9 times negative 9. Positive times a negative is a negative, so negative 81 over 1. We do our division, and negative 81 divided by 1 is negative 81. Okay, let's check our work. We'll plug negative 81 in for the x. Negative 81 divided by negative 9 is equal to 9. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, and 81 divided by 9 is 9, so 9 equals 9. Check. So the same exact process will work for when we're dealing with multiplication. So I have 3 times x equals negative 1. So let's draw our line down the middle. Step 1, draw our line down the middle. Step 2, write in all our hidden ones. Step 3, we'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So I'm multiplying both sides by 1 over 3, the reciprocal of the coefficient. So whatever fraction is next to x, I want to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So we're going to flip that fraction. That cancels out the fractions next to our variable. Then we multiply these together. Negative 21 times positive 1 is negative 21. And then 1 times 3 is a positive 3. And our last step is we divide. Negative 21 divided by 3 is a negative 7. Now we can plug in to check our work. And we go 3 times negative 7 equals negative 21. Positive times a negative is negative. And 3 times 7 is 21. So we get negative 21 equals negative 21. Check. Okay, number 11. The same process. Line down the middle. Write in the hidden ones. Multiply by reciprocals. So so this process is not changing. So let's look at it. So we're going to do line down the middle. Write in our hidden ones. So 1 underneath the 2 and 1 underneath the 24. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the fraction that's next to our variable. So we want to get rid of the 2 over 1, so we multiply by 1 over 2. That cancels out those fractions, and we have x equals 24 times 1 is 24. 1 times 2 is 2. Do our division. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now we'll check our work. 2 times 12 equals 24. 2 times 12 certainly does equal 24, and we get 24 equals 24. Check. one more time. Let's draw our line down the middle. Write in our hidden ones. Multiply both sides by our reciprocal, 1 over negative 9. 1 over negative 9. That cancels out our fractions next to our variable, so we have only our variable left. Negative 36 times positive 1 is negative 36. 1 times negative 9 is negative 9. Now we divide. Negative divided by negative is positive, and 36 divided by 9 is 4, so we end up with positive 4. Let's check our work. Negative 9 times m is equal to a positive 4, and does that equal negative 36? Negative times a positive is a negative. 9 times 4 is 36, equals negative 36. That's certainly a true statement, so we can check. So this process is quite similar. The process is similar for all these different kind of problems if we just follow these steps. It's very straightforward. Draw your line down the middle, write in our hidden ones, multiply both sides by the reciprocal, and then we divide to finish up. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.